So, your candidate got more votes than the other candidate, but the other candidate is the president. Dude, sucks. I feel you. And it's all because of something called the Electoral College. And when you sit back and think about it, the Electoral College is, well, a really fair and just way of choosing a leader. Way more fair and way more just than the popular vote. Two things you should know right off the bat about the Electoral College. Number one, it's the way that every United States presidential election in the history of forever has been decided. And number two, they have a crappy football team. After this last election, a lot of people are feeling the burn of the Electoral College. But the reason the Electoral College works so well in the United States of America is because it limits the power of the majority. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't the majority rule? And the answer is absolutely not. That's why we have 2 senators from every single state. And no matter how many or how few people live in each individual state will always have 2 representatives. The big problem is a lot of people think about this country the wrong way. The person that we elect as president isn't the leader of one country, they're the leader of a union of 50 individual states. United States of America, and each state gets a say. There are more Democrats in the United States than there are Republicans. So if we use the national popular vote, a Democrat would always win. And while a lot of you watching are saying, wow, that's exactly what we want, that's great, there's a whole other contingent of the population that just poop their pants a little bit at the very thought. If we use the national popular vote, every single president will be chosen by California and New York. And nobody wants that. Here, let's look at the map. This shows you how much of the country supported the winner of the last election. Even though the popular vote went to the non-winner, or loser, as they're more commonly known, you can clearly see how much more red there is. The majority of the country clearly identifies with one candidate over the other. The leader of a union of 50 individual states has to appeal to a majority of the people who live in those 50 states. And someone who appeals to the high-rise condo dwellers of LA and New York and Miami just doesn't appeal to the farmers and steel workers in the Midwest. If you want to be president, you've got to be cool with city slickers as well as country bumpkins, and they've got to be cool with you. And in this case, Donald Trump, the red candidate, clearly was more appealing to the rest of the country than Hillary Clinton. Or I guess he was not as unappealing as she was to the majority of the country. So, despite what the late night talk show hosts and the cable news networks and your unemployed family members on Facebook tell you, Hillary Clinton did not actually win the election. However, if you really feel passionate about a national popular vote, then you should go live in nowhere, because no country in the entire world uses the national popular vote to choose their leader. It's that flawed. All that aside, there's really only one thing you need to know about the Electoral College. If you take away only one thing from this entire video, this should be it. People who really want to change the Electoral College are usually the ones who lost it.